Welcome. Today, we're going beyond basic analysis and looking at how writers create effects on the reader, similar to how filmmakers use lighting, sound, and camera angles to influence our emotions. In your analysis, we'll explore how to move from low-level comments to high-level insights. I'll also show you how breaking down language choices can deepen your understanding of a text. Let's jump in. Before diving into examples, let's consider the term technique in English. Each technique, like suspense, mood, tone, symbolism, or empathy, works like a tool in a filmmaker's toolkit. A suspenseful scene in a horror movie might use close-ups and dark lighting to create tension. Writers use words in the same way to build their effects. Understanding the purpose of a technique helps you connect it with how it impacts the reader, which makes for a stronger analysis. Now, let's explore this with examples of low and high-level comments. Let's talk about low-level versus high-level comments. Imagine watching a suspenseful movie and just saying, "The music makes it suspenseful." That's a good start, but it doesn't explain how or why it feels that way. To make our analysis high-level, we need to dig into specific choices the director made to build that suspense. For example, we could say, "The low pulsing background music keeps us on edge," hinting that something dangerous is about to happen without actually showing us. This subtle audio effect creates a feeling of suspense as we brace ourselves for what's to come. Or, instead of saying, "The lighting makes it scary," we could explain, "The dim, shadowy lighting in the scene hides certain details, making us feel uneasy and alert as we wait for something to emerge from the darkness." This lighting choice is deliberate, building suspense by keeping us guessing about what could be lurking just out of sight. Let's apply the same approach to analyzing effects in English by examining suspense in the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Stevenson in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde writes, "Toiling in mere darkness and besieged by questions," when describing how Mr. Utterson, the lawyer and friend of Dr. Jekyll, is troubled by the mystery surrounding Jekyll's connection to Mr. Hyde. A student analyzing these quotations states, "This quote creates suspense. This basic observation does not tell us why it is suspenseful. But to make it high level, we'll need to dive deeper and explain how and why the language creates suspense. Here's how. Through phrases like toiling in mere darkness and besieged by questions, Stevenson creates a tense atmosphere that mirrors the character's troubled mind. These phrases leave readers with a sense of looming danger, drawing them deeper into the mystery of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Let's unpack this high-level comment to see why it's effective. Through phrases like toiling in mere darkness and besieged by questions, we're pointing out the exact language choices that create suspense by quoting these specific phrases. Like a close-up in a horror film zooms in on a scary object to heighten fear, these words build an unsettling atmosphere. Stevenson creates a tense atmosphere that mirrors the character's troubled mind. This part shows how the effect is achieved. We're not just saying, "It's suspenseful." We're explaining that the atmosphere is tense because the character feels uneasy, which transfers to the reader. These phrases leave readers with a sense of looming danger, drawing them deeper into the mystery. Finally, this part of the comment explains why these phrases matter. By building tension, Stevenson pulls the reader further into the mystery. This is like a suspenseful scene that makes you want to keep watching to find out what happens next. Let's apply the same approach when analyzing mood in Shakespeare's Macbeth. A student analyzing mood said, "The thunder and lightning in Macbeth make it scary." Another student achieving higher marks for analyzing the same technique wrote, "Shakespeare's use of thunder and lightning in the opening scene of Macbeth establishes an ominous mood, foreshadowing the chaos that will unfold. These elements symbolize dark forces at work, immediately immersing the audience in a sense of dread." Let's break down why this high-level analysis works. Shakespeare's use of thunder and lightning in the opening scene of Macbeth. The student begins by identifying the specific language technique, thunder and lightning, which is like calling out the dark visuals in a horror movie scene. These specific details give weight to the analysis. Establishes an ominous mood, foreshadowing the chaos that will unfold. Here, the student explains how the effect is created. The stormy weather isn't just there by chance. It sets a dark, ominous mood that hints at future events. This mirrors how a film director uses weather to set up a story's tone and build tension. These elements symbolize dark forces at work, immediately immersing the audience in a sense of dread. The student finishes by explaining the effect on the reader. The storm and darkness make them feel something sinister is ahead, and Shakespeare's imagery draws us into that atmosphere of dread, just like how a movie's visuals pull us into a world of fear or suspense. What if you are asked to explore the effects of symbolism? Take, for example, Golding's Lord of the Flies. A low-level response would be, "The conch breaking in Lord of the Flies represents lost order." However, a high-level transformation of symbolism here is, "The shattering of the conch in Lord of the Flies symbolizes the collapse of social order among the boys." By describing it as exploding into 1,000 fragments, Golding emphasizes the irreparable loss of structure, marking the descent into chaos. Here's how this comment shows high-level insight. The shattering of the conch in Lord of the Flies symbolizes the collapse of social order. Here the symbol and its broader meaning are identified: collapse of social order. Just like identifying a recurring visual motif in a film that represents a deeper theme. By describing it as exploding into 1,000 fragments, this part highlights a specific phrase to show how the symbolism is created. Words like exploding and fragments emphasize the destruction, giving readers a powerful visual of chaos. Golding emphasizes the irreparable loss of structure, marking the descent into chaos, explains the effect on the reader here. The shattered conch suggests there's no going back to order. It's a clear shift from civility to chaos, just like a turning point in a movie where all hope is lost. And that's it. Remember, when analyzing texts, think like a director. Find the technique, explain how it creates an effect, and describe why it matters to the story or themes. The more specific you are, the more meaningful your analysis will be. Just like critiquing the techniques in a powerful movie scene. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on English analysis. Happy reading and analyzing!